In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and everything in it was good. He formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed life into him. This man was named Adam. God placed Adam in a magnificent garden called Eden, filled with trees, rivers, and animals, where he could live in perfect harmony with God and creation. God gave Adam the task of naming all the animals, and each day Adam walked in the garden, tending to it and enjoying its beauty. But God saw that it was not good for Adam to be alone. So God caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep, and from his rib he created a companion, a woman named Eve. Together, Adam and Eve lived in the garden, enjoying a perfect relationship with each other and with God. They were free to eat from any tree in the garden, except for one. God told them, "You may eat freely from every tree in the garden, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you must not eat, for when you do, you will surely die." But in the garden there was a serpent, more cunning than any of the animals. Serpent slyly states, "Did God really say you can't eat from any tree in the garden? Surely you won't die. God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Eve curiously says, "But the Lord said we can't eat or touch it, or we will die." The serpent deceptively says, "You won't die. God just doesn't want you to be like him." Eve, tempted by the serpent's words, saw that the fruit was pleasing to the eye and desirable for gaining wisdom. She took a bite and gave some to Adam, who was with her. And in that moment their eyes were opened. They realized they were naked, and in their shame they sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves. Their perfect relationship with God was broken. When they heard God walking in the garden, they hid from him. God, calling out, "Where are you?" Adam nervously says, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." God confronted them. Adam blamed Eve, and Eve blamed the serpent. But God knew what had happened. As a consequence, he told the serpent, Eve and Adam, that life would no longer be the same. The perfect world he had created was now marred by sin. God made garments for Adam and Eve to clothe them, but he also expelled them from the garden to prevent them from eating from the tree of life and living forever in their sinful state. Despite their disobedience, God gave them hope, promising that one day a descendant of Eve would crush the serpent's head. Though Adam and Eve's choice led to pain and separation from God, his promise of redemption remained. This is the beginning of humanity's story, a story of sin, but also a story of hope and the ultimate promise of restoration through God's love. Like, share, and subscribe for more Bible stories. This story captures the essence of creation, temptation in the garden, and the consequences of Adam and Eve's disobedience, and focuses on the hope God promises.